In this video, I'll give you 2 strategies that will help you live off your dividends in the fastest way possible. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jay, and in our last video, we looked at how much it would take to be able to live off just your dividend income. And what we discovered is that for someone who can get by on $30,000 a year, you can live off a $1 million portfolio, assuming you can get a 3% dividend yield off of it. But what we also saw in that video is that even if you started by age 20 and your goal was to retire by age 55, it takes a lot of hard work and effort and time to build that $1 million portfolio to live off of. So what happens if you don't want to wait till you're 55 to retire? What happens if you're one of the many people out there that are part of the FIRE movement? FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. If we have the goal of ditching our 9-to-5 well before the age of 55 or 65, how can we get to the point of living off our dividends in the fastest way possible? We'll get to the strategies and investments that you might want to consider in order to live off your dividends in the fastest way possible. But first, I have to remind you to please hit the like button on this video down below. It's our required toll to the almighty YouTube algorithm. And regardless of which strategy you implement, the number one way to be able to live off your dividends faster is to reduce your expenses and reduce that target number of yearly income that your dividends have to generate. This can be as simple as cutting way back on any unnecessary spending in your life, or it can be as extreme as picking up and moving to a different state or even a different country that will provide a lower cost of living. But this video isn't really going to focus on cutting back your expenses because that's no fun. We're going to talk about the investment side of things and what you can do from an investing standpoint to live off your dividends as quickly as possible. Normally, when we talk about dividends and dividend investing, we're referring to dividend growth investing. This is where you find solid, stable companies that have a long history of not only paying, but consistently raising the amount of dividends they pay out. Then, over the course of a few decades, you get that snowball effect rolling, and in the end, you see your dividend income you're receiving from that stock dwarf the initial investment that you put in. But there's a problem to this approach if you're someone that's looking to live off your dividends quickly. And that's that it takes a lot of time to get that ball rolling until you feel the effects of the dividend growth and the price appreciation from those stocks. And B, it takes a lot of money to live off the dividend income from those kind of stocks. Let's look at a popular dividend growth stock, 3M. Now, as I record this, 3M is trading for about $203 per share. If we invested $10,000 into 3M stock, we would receive 49 shares. 3M is currently paying a yearly dividend of $5.92 per share. That works out to $1.48 per quarter or 49 cents per month per share of 3M stock. So with our $10,000 invested into 3M, we'd be receiving only about $24 per month in the form of dividends from 3M. Now, $24 might be enough to feed you and a friend at Chipotle, but it's not really going to do the job if you're looking to live off that money. If we want more income from our dividends and we want to live off dividends earlier, what can we do? First, we can change our whole approach to dividend investing and the type of dividend paying investments that we seek out. Instead of focusing on dividend growth investing and seeking out stocks and investments that will slowly grow their dividend payout over time, we need to focus on income investing and getting the most income produced out of every dollar that we invest today. So really, instead of looking to build the largest portfolio we possibly can over time, we need to focus on the minimum effective dose and look to build a portfolio that can generate the income that we need to live off of as quickly and easily as possible. Naturally, this means we're going to be seeking out investments that pay a higher dividend yield than a typical growth stock like a 3M or a Johnson & Johnson, or even the 3% dividend yield we can get out of a quality dividend ETF like SCHD. And before I go any further, I have to issue a word of caution. One of the biggest mistakes you can make as a dividend investor is blindly chasing dividend yield. When you blindly chase a high dividend yield, you inevitably get stuck with a stock that is almost sure to slash its dividend payment, or worse yet, loses so much in principal that the dividend payment doesn't even matter. It's a trap I've fallen into more than once, and trust me, it will set you back from reaching your goals in a big way. If you're looking to retire early, it could add years onto your estimated timeline. So instead of just plowing our money into anything that looks like it has a nice high dividend yield, we still have to be sure that the investments we're picking have sustainable dividends regardless of the yield. And this is where income producing ETFs such as QYLD, NUSI, or JEPI come into play. I'll be doing deep dives into all of those ETFs and more in the coming videos, so be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss all those. These ETFs offer much higher yields than your traditional dividend stocks, and they're specifically designed to have a strategy where they produce income that the holder can live off of. Now, with many of these, you're giving up growth, you're giving up price appreciation, and the overall building of your portfolio, but that's not really the goal of these investments, because we're not out for growth. Like I said, we're not looking to build the biggest portfolio possible. We're looking to build an income stream that we can live off of as quickly as possible. There are other places to find great, sustainable, high-yielding investments as well. You can look into real estate investment trusts, or REITs. REITs generally pay out much higher dividends than traditional stocks because of special rules surrounding them that state they have to pay out 90% of their income back to their shareholders. Some REITs, such as Realty Income, ticker symbol O, even pay their dividends monthly. And this is something that a lot of people looking to live off their investment income like to see. With a monthly dividend, you're receiving payouts more often. It makes budgeting and living that much easier. Another type of investment available on the stock market that pays way above average yields, perfect for the income investor, are MLPs. MLP stands for a Master Limited Partnership. And just like with REITs, MLPs have special rules surrounding them that require that they distribute all available cash back to their shareholders in the form of a dividend. A popular MLP that you'll see people hold is Kinder Morgan, which trades under the ticker symbol KMI. So income-focused ETFs, REITs, MLPs, and other high-yield dividend stocks are things you might want to consider if you're looking to live off your dividend income as soon as possible. Regardless of which path you choose to take in order to live off your dividend income as fast as possible, the one thing you need to watch out for is that you know your numbers cold. You need to be sure that the income you're generating off your dividends and your investments will be enough to cover your lifestyle in any market. Also, you need to be really sure of what your life goals are. If you're 20 or 25 and just looking to get into this, the life you think you want to lead right now may not be the life you want at 35 or 40 or 45. So you have to be sure your plan can be flexible as your interests and priorities change over time. If you want more information on planning your dividend investing strategies, check out these two videos right over here. Subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be doing a lot more analysis into specific dividend investments like the ETFs I mentioned earlier in this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.